Hey beauties, good afternoon to you. So I was looking at the RGR News online and listened to a little clipping, but I was reading the article. And in the very first paragraph, it says, and I'm paraphrasing obviously, where the finance minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, has stated that it is a matter of policy that the government, they foot the bill of the SSL fraud, that $15 million monthly bill to pay the staff and so on and so on. So it is a matter of policy that they do that. So, obviously it's taxpayers' money. Lord, one of the taxpayers' monies was actually taken. We're talking the great and very notable and esteemed Usain Bolt and others. And then these very same taxpayers we have to pay it back to foot the staff who they have not been paid. I guess the staff members who were not a part of the saga. Sorry about that, guys. And so on. Beautiful people. There's a Bible character that Dr. Nigel Clark reminds me of. Maybe it's not wise to say it here. You think so? You don't know who I'm going to be talking about. Who knows? Maybe he's an admirer of that particular Bible character. But anywho, to keep the conversation, where it is at, in some sense, I really cannot blame the government in basically indirectly saying we are going to as taxpayers paid, because obviously it's our money that really pays the government, gives back to the government. Mind you, they have grants, they have aids, they get loans, they get bones, they get tones, all sorts of monies they come in. I've often said that they can be somewhat compared to the private sector, because they get money from all angles. When you look, they get it left, right, semi-left, semi-right, fully left, fully right, up, down, all around. They get money all over. But beautiful people, many of you spent $1.5 million at a concert recently. 700,000. I didn't even know that the ticket prices were that astronomical. Not the 1.5 I'm talking, or the 700. There were other prices that I didn't even know existed. Like you had 100,000, you had a 90,000, 70,000, 40,000. All of these little sectional prices, sectional prices, not prizes, prices. And the lowest was 8. Then them must come out with that statement that is a matter of policy that the government foots the bill. We don't have the money. No. Some of you may say you have all right because it is your money to spend it the way you want to. Yes, that is true. But let us be realistic now, Jamaican people. Let us be real. If you see somebody flaunting and they're living lavishly and they're spending and they're very flamboyant, naturally the human side is going to kick in and say, oh, this one has money, so let me go to that individual, or let me take it by force. That's how it goes, beautiful people. We have to keep it real, because sometimes I think we live in a box. We forget the reality of life. That's how people are going to think. If somebody perceives you to have a lot of money, naturally, if they're in a spot, they're going to come to you and ask, which is not all of us would be like that, naturally. So let us not act as though we don't have those similar feelings. We do. So yes, it is your right to spend the money the way you want to. If you want to spend $3 million at a concert, $5 million, and buy somebody drink, that's your choice. But just be prepared. Be prepared for the consequences. In other words, they look on and say, oh yeah, man, them have money, of course. So I'm going to come with something. It is a part of policy that they foot the bill based on the fraud that took the $15 million bill. So in some sense, we can't blame him and for mentioning that. I really can't blame him. I really can't blame him, man. So sorry. I can't. I really and truly cannot. In some aspects of it, Jamaican people, you guys were able to find 1.5. Please don't count in the people from other countries. That's natural for concerts all over the world, from people to come from all over the world to go to concerts. When Beyonce had her concert recently, there were some Jamaican vloggers who went. And then there are others who are not necessarily vloggers, or maybe vloggers, who went. So that is a common assault. Come on. So don't bring that in. We don't have money. I'm just wondering if Is there, I'm sure there must be some policy in this constitution that we have that says, you know, Jamaican people need to get some money. Yeah, man, because I realize we have policy for this, policy for that, policy to tie your shoelace, policy to use the bathroom, policy to bathe, policy for everything. There must be some policy where say, give every Jamaican $1 million. I go and talk big. Yes, I don't care what anybody want to tell me, say. I don't care. We're going to take it ridiculous if you want to call it. Puerile if you want to call it. Because this is what is happening in our country. There should be some policy, man. That I wonder if there's a policy for them to give me a money, man. There must be some policy. There must be some policy in this constitution of ours. There must be. There must be. So yes, I am not even going to take out the belt to beat, to say, you know, the audacity of them coming out to say, you know, the government, it is policy for government to foot this bill based on the fraud. I'm not going to find 1.5 million. I don't care if no one says phone money can do it. Well, it's for them thoughts. They think that they can come to you, have the money. So the government, it's policy for them. Same way. So same way you have that thinking, they have their thinking too. Yes, they have their thinking too. We're going to keep it real, beautiful people, because I think sometimes we live in a fantasy land. They're going to keep it. We're going to keep it real. They realize they probably say, what? When somebody said to me, and then when I looked, I watched a good portion of the concert, especially Chris Brown's part, because I wanted to see, you know, if it really worth the money. I didn't really think so, to be honest with you, honestly, people. And I'm trying to be fair. You may think that I'm coming from a bad place. I really am not. And I'm putting aside the fact that I didn't think it was the right time for us to spend that money at a concert. I'm putting that aside. I will give you that the fellow can dance very well. He's a good, but you have many other dancers, I think, in this world. But I guess it's what people like. And vocally, I would not put him A class. No disrespect. I have no issues with him. I don't know him personally. And I'm not in the business of hating people. I don't hate anybody. Because in this country, if you speak against injustice or some unjust actions, people feel that you're hating on. That's how we are. You hit out against the act, the behavior, the attitude. If I have a bad behavior and somebody hits it, I'm not going to necessarily think that they hate me. They probably do, but not necessarily not. No. Whom the Lord loves, he chastises. That's what the scripture says about God. It's just like a parent. If she loves you or he loves you in terms of the mother, father, and they scold you when you do something because they love you, they don't want you to go down a road. They want you to be socially fit. They want you to do well in your life. So I cannot blame the minister here, man, to come out and say to you guys, pay. It is policy for government to pay that. I can't know, sir. All I would want to know, to be honest with you, I'm just wondering if there must be some policy where they give every Jamaican. Yeah, man, because it's money go around like that. Money flaunting around like that. There's money. I've often said it still, there's money here. I'm just wondering if there must be some policy in the constitution, man. Some Dr. Indian chief must can dig it up. That says, every Jamaican based on apartheid, based on, reparations and all of that. And, slavery from that our foreparents had gone through. Yeah, man, there must be something we get about $1 million or $2 million in our accounts. Yeah, man. There must be some policy. I don't want anybody to about that. They don't have that money. Can you imagine if they were to give? Can you imagine? Look at all the monies that have been squandered, laundered, corrupted and whatnot. Can you imagine if it were given and or put to good use at least across the board in our country? It is here, money is here. Yeah, man. That is what is coming to my mind, to be very honest with you, beautiful people. I keep it pure like that. Yes. Picnic. Me a big picnic. Big picnic. Yes, man. So, say what you say there, Minister. Say it. It is policy for the government to foot the bill. Foot it. They found 1.5 million, 700 and odd, and so on. I'm wondering if some of these people were able to send their children to school without asking for help. I'm wondering. Find it. And I just want to know see if you can find a policy where say can give away some money. Come on, want some money right now. Yeah, man. That's what I'm asking. Additionally to that, guys, Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.